was the top ranker student at GLS University, and so you can be a part in your future like this. Yes, you can.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Receiving this from you is really special. It's more special actually. And at this point, I remember how me and my friends used to work on linear programming and simplex method and come to you with our doubts. And that is what made statistics, a subject worth studying. Okay, so I'm back here after a very long time, and this place is really special because as a student, I hosted many events here. I have participated in a lot of activities, including dance and drama and all. Neha ma'am might remember something. So yeah, I'm happy to be back, and for a second I've just felt like a student. Okay, good to see you all here on a Thursday afternoon. I hope you're not sleepy. Pakka. Good. Okay, so I was told that I'll be conducting a class for as a unconventional career option of content writing. Now you all are in the second or third year of BBA?
First year.
First year of BBA. All are in the first year? Second year. Anyone from TY? Okay, have you thought of what you want to do next? No? Okay, good. We have fewer students, so we can interact on a more one-to-one basis, and we might do some exercise if time permits. So, first thing, why is content writing called as an unconventional career option? Basically, whenever you ask a teenager, even at this stage, if I ask you what do you want to become, you might say, I want to be a marketing professional. I want to lead an advertising agency. If you ask kids, they'll say, I want to be an IT engineer. But we hardly hear someone saying that I want to be a content writer. We have still not reached that stage where people plan 10 years in advance that मेरे को graduation के बाद मेरे को content writer बनना है. Writer बनना है, वो आएगा. Everybody wants to be Chetan Bhagat. Yeah, anybody who wants to be a writer, have a published book. Yeah. No one? Okay, you're still thinking of what to do. Okay, so I just have a quick question. What, according to you, is a good career? What is a good career? What do you seek? What do you want from a career? You can be honest. Mercedes, iPhone, international trips. What do you want from your career?
Happiness, peace of mind.
Happiness, peace of mind. Okay. You don't want money?
Obviously.
Obviously. I asked you, what do you want from a career? Anything else? Growth opportunities.
A balanced life.
A balanced life, yes. Very important. A balanced life. What else?
कोई उठ के जाने की इच्छा हो.
क्या?
उठ के जाने की इच्छा हो, ऐसे नहीं कि आज जाना पड़ेगा, ऐसे लगना होना.
अच्छा, it's something that you like to do. What do you like to do?
I like to write. मतलब मेरे को लिखना अच्छा लगता है, and मैं डांस में अच्छी हूँ, and academics में भी अच्छी हूँ.
Okay, so you like to study, you like to write. Okay. Coming back to content writing as a career, you said about work-life balance.
Yes.
You say you want to earn finances. Finance भी जरूरी है ना? You want to earn hard.
Yeah.
You want to earn well. 6 figures. You can do that as a content writer. You can have a work-life balance. You can work from any part of the world. You can enjoy your workations. What is a workation? A very trending topic these days after the lockdown. Work from home is work from anywhere. So these days, अभी तो बंद हुआ है. Just recently, Tesla, Twitter, Meta, TCS, all companies, they called their employees back. भाई office आ जाओ. बहुत घूम लिए आप लोग. So the workation concept is now, coming, seeing a downward trend. So workations are possible if you are a content writer. That is what I enjoy about my career. I do a part-time job at Asopala as a content writer. I started writing for a blog. I wrote a few articles for them. After that, I was called by Deepkala for a job. After a few months with Deepkala, their site is now shut down, but I was in their online department. Then I got a job at Asopala. Since over 5 years, around 5.5 years, I've been with them. So I have explored the Indian fashion industry. I write their SEO articles, their blogs, their social media posts, emailers, all sorts of content, their homepage content. And apart from that, I take up a lot of freelancing assignments. I write academic SOPs, I write web content, website, homepages, product package test, label text. I've done a variety of assignments and I can tell you the pros and cons of everything. So now coming to the opportunities in content writing, over the last 1 decade, there has been an internet boom. Digitalization is everywhere. Every shop requires a website now. And when they start with a website, they need content. They need their about us content. They need their marketing, the product descriptions. They need SEO. Plus they require brochure content. Marketing is everywhere. Startups बढ़ रहे हैं. Businesses start होते हैं 6 महीने में बंद हो जाते हैं. पर वो 6 महीने में कंटेंट राइटर की तो जरूरत पड़ती है. तो कंटेंट राइटर्स कमा लेते हैं. That is these are the few reasons that content writing has picked up in the last 1 decade. Plus, with the concept of digital marketing, social media, the expansion of media channels. पहले क्या था? Advertising करना है तो newspaper, television, radio. Now what it is? Advertising on Instagram. Yes? Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Google Web Stories. Have you seen what is Google Web Stories? Yes. Even that is content. उसके ऊपर जो label होता है, that is also written very carefully. Pinterest पे भी SEO होता है. वहाँ पे भी description जाता है. YouTube.
Snapchat.
Yes. Snapchat. You whatever, wherever on the image, below the image, you require text. And that is where content writers are required. When I joined Asopala, they were in the process of upgrading their site. I wrote around 300 SEO pages. 3.5 years later, we changed the entire theme of the web page. All the pages were scrapped and we started writing SEO again. तो कंटेंट की रिक्वायरमेंट हमेशा रहती है हर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को. So as a content writer, if you decide to become a content writer, yes, you have a lot of opportunities. Now coming to the work-life balance. You think content writing is easy? What makes it difficult?
Brainstorming.
Brainstorming is difficult? Creative thinking is difficult. But you are a creative person.
We have to give lot of time.
You have to give a lot of time. We'll come to that. Okay, coding is easy.
No.
What is more difficult, coding or writing? Creative writing.
Coding.
Why is coding more difficult?
तो सीखने जाना पड़ता है, कोशिश करने पड़ता है.
Content writing नहीं सीखना पड़ता है.
उसके लिए उतना नहीं सीखना पड़ता है.
पक्का? Now, what skills do you need to become a content writer? Coder को coding skills चाहिए, वो तो IT पढ़ के उसको मिल जाएंगे. And then he can learn. He has to keep learning. Even as content writers, you also have to keep learning. What do you have to learn as a content writer? Languages. Okay. So you want to be a content writer in multiple languages?
But in a particular language, you need proficiency.
Yes. The first thing you require to become a content writer is language proficiency. And when I say language proficiency, I do not mean necessarily English proficiency. You can be a Gujarati content writer. You can be a Malayali content writer. Regional content writers की भी demand है. But if you want to work on a global level, you require English proficiency. How many of you like studying English? Do you attend communication skills regularly?
Yes.
All of you? Some of you didn't say yes. कितने लोग bunk करते हैं communication skills? Don't worry, नेहा मैम marks नहीं काटेंगे. Please इनके marks कट मत करना. अच्छा, अरे मेरे बैच में ना, I tell you, 80% people were afraid of ma'am. I was not, because I was in the front bench and I was very regular, so I was never afraid of Neha ma'am. So yeah, कितने लोग bunk करते हैं communication skills का lecture? या ऐसा लगता है boring है, easy है, simple है, exam में तो कैसे भी करके pass हो जाएंगे. You all are regular. पक्का सबका attendance check करो. I can do that because I keep coming to GLS for lectures. Okay. Do you like reading?
Yes.
What do you read?
Novels.
Which novels do you read?
Motivation novels.
कौन सा novel? Motivation वाला भी कौन सा novel?
How to win friends and influence people.
Dale Carnegie. Dale Carnegie का.
हाँ. फिर पावलो कोएल्हो का भी पढ़ा है.
कौन सा Paulo Coelho का कौन सा पढ़ा है? The Winner Stands Alone.
नहीं.
Others? Which books do you read?
I've read Better Than Best Friend.
Okay.
And I'm starting like something I've never told you. Surely I've been doing this.
Okay, so you've read 2 books. You've read 1.5 book. What about others? Yeah.
Most of the books are Polish novel and Ali books.
Okay. Total, how many books you've read
6 to 7.
till today?
Yeah, I mean I started around 5 months back.
Okay. Yeah, somebody raised their hand here. Yeah, how many books?
10 to 15.
10 to 15 books till today. Okay, I'll tell you a little about my reading habit. Currently, I don't read much because my research is mainly work related and it's a very bad thing, and I regret to say that I have not read a book in the last few months. When I was preparing for MBA, I had already finished reading over 100 books. And verbal skills was the subject where I paid maximum attention. I'm not a maths person, frankly. You have the left side of your brain and right side of your brain. What is the left side of the brain concerned with?
Analytical.
Yes, analytical things, calculative things. And the right side of the brain is all about creativity. I'm a right-brained person. And that's why creative writing just clicked with me. I took up science and I realized maths was not for me. I don't like maths. Of course, I liked maths when ma'am taught. I liked accounts also when Seema Pandit ma'am taught. That was for my academics. After that, I just quit maths. So it's okay, you can choose the places where you want to grow. And I decided by the age of 20, I decided कि मेरे को maths related कुछ life में करना ही नहीं है आगे. I just need that much knowledge where I can handle my own finances. That's it. So yes, I know about the stock market. I know a little about banking. Whatever is useful for me, but I would not go for a career in finance. So there I was clear. Since you people are exploring career options, you should know what is your forte, where is your interest. If you like maths, you can do something related to that. If you don't like maths, go for something not mathematical, like I decided. So when it comes to reading, a content writer has to read as much as he or she has to write. If you plan to become a content writer, you have to pay attention to all 4 communication skills. Which are the 4 communication skills? Listening, speaking, writing. Yes. So when I say content writer, it refers to a person with communication excellence, and that excellence includes reading, speaking and listening as much as writing. Why reading? Why do content writers have to read? हमको तो लिखना है ना?
We can get new words.
We can get new words, that's it. Knowledge. See, when I joined Asopala, and I was given a topic, Khadi saris. And I had to write a 300 words document, SEO document on that. I was given 5-6 keywords. Buy Khadi saris online. Buy the latest Khadi saris. These are the basic keywords which you require in Google ranking. So the first thing I had to do was research. Read. आसोपालो में जो बुक्स थे वो लिए, इंटरनेट के पेजेस ओपन किए, ब्राउजिंग किया. व्हाट इज खादी? व्हाट इज द स्पेशलिटी ऑफ खादी? व्हाट कलर ऑप्शंस आर ट्रेंडिंग इन खादी sarees? So I had to read. Then you go on to Jamdani weaves. कभी सुना है Jamdani weaves? Uppada silks. There are over 50 types of silks in India. There is Kanchipuram silk. So all this I didn't know, and I had to read. I still read. Even after 5.5 years into the industry, I still read. I still research. And not just that, I read to expand my vocabulary also. I read fashion articles. So reading takes up more time than actual writing. So if you are choosing content writing as a career, yes, you have to read. You have to fall in love with books and online articles. Then comes speaking and listening. Those are also equally important. Listening especially, because when you're talking to a client or when you're talking to your team, you need to understand what they want. Content writing is a very subjective field, and it can happen. Just a recent thing, I'm currently working on a set of documents for a 17-year-old kid where the challenge is dealing with his mother. Now these people are in Canada, and I'm writing all his admission documents. So the mother tells me this is the question which he has to submit in college for his scholarship, and you have to write its answer. And she has a few things in her mind which she wants to put in her son's document, and I'll have my own perspective of that answer. So first I have to listen to her. Ma'am, what do you want? What is your take on this question? Because she is also a school teacher, so she has her own clarity of thought. So I have to listen to every word. It has happened that sometimes I was loaded with assignments and I missed out on one word that she said. And I didn't put that point in the answer. And I had to edit the whole thing. So as a content writer, listening is a very, 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 very important skill. Speaking skills तो हर फील्ड में चाहिए. Any field where you don't require speaking skills, you require speaking skills even in the classroom, even in your job interview. Sometimes the last bench student bags the maximum package. How does that happen?
Level of confidence.
Confidence, वो कहाँ से आता है? What do they do in the interview that they get the maximum package?
Negotiations.
Savage, these are all speaking skills. They check the pulse of the interviewer and they get the maximum package. When I was doing MBA, there were two boys, one on the first bench, one on the last bench. They both got selected at Havels. Both started with the same package. Now the funny thing was that the first bench student used to study for 2 months and the last bench student used to study for 2 hours. They both got into the same company, started with the same salary. The first bench student started complaining in 3 months में नहीं हो रहा है, मैं नहीं बेच पा रहा हूँ, जहाँ देखो पंखे बेचो, ये बेचो, वो बेचो, कैसे करूँ? The last bench student was, I'm enjoying my job. The first bench student started giving bank exams. मेरे को करना ही नहीं है जॉब, पूरा टाइम मार्केटिंग, नहीं खरीद रहे लोग, मैं क्या करूँ? The last bench student became the regional manager. After 5 years of exams, the first bench student finally got selected in a government bank. 5 years of exams. Till that time, he was totally stressed out in his life. And the last bench student was just minting. You ask him how's the job? Oh, wonderful. अभी तो मैं regional manager बन गया हूँ, अब ये करूँगा, अब वो करूँगा. He had his nice life, nicely settled. And now this person is in a bank, and you ask him how's life? तो यहाँ भी targets है. So here, speaking skills, marketing skills, and when I talk about speaking and marketing, that's required everywhere, and that's required for content writing also. So you cannot escape that. So we covered the opportunities in content writing, and we covered the skills you require. Now, what is the qualification you need for a content writer? Some companies, some publications, specifically magazines, newspapers, may ask, or they usually ask for a journalism degree, mass communication degree, or a literature degree. But digital marketing agencies and e-commerce sites like Pasupalo, they don't require any particular qualification in writing or in communication in English. They don't demand such things. All they want is your skill. If you can write well, you're hired. If you don't write well, you're fired. Yeah. So after graduation, if you are planning to do a job, you can take up a content writing job. How many of you are planning to do a job and not do MBA? Okay. Have you thought of any field? I'm not saying any particular profile, any field. Still thinking? Yeah?
Yeah, in finance.
In finance. Okay, what do you want to do in finance?
Not so much clear about that.
Okay. Okay, and then you want to study later? You don't want to study. What about your growth and more prospects?
I think I'll need any course. Maybe later the experience, but not immediately.
You will need. For a better package, if you're going for a field like finance, you will require qualifications. And not just MBA. If you really want to grow there, you need to do CFA. CFA 3 levels. So people doing financial investment jobs, investment consultancy jobs with CFA graduates, with CFA certifications, they have really good packages. They have really good growth opportunities. Okay, so coming to content writing, you can do as a passive income activity.
Yes, that is what I was saying.
Yes. So many people do that. I have a lot of friends who do 9 to 5 jobs, and after that they take up say 2-3 assignments in a month, for some extra income. You can do that also. So content writing basically is a very flexible field. I chose it as a full-time career because I wanted to do it. When I started teaching at HL, I enjoyed teaching. I still enjoy teaching, and I still teach as a visiting faculty. But it was not what I wanted to do day in and day out. So after 2 years of academics, I just wanted to shift out, and I had my own jewelry brand. So I explored the entrepreneurial side. And then after 2 years, I was like, I want to write. That's the thing that brought me into content writing. And then I started writing for that blog, and then So I still enjoy writing. So like you said, you want to follow your interests. If you want to become a content writer, you have to be in love with writing. I write day in and day out, 2,000 to 3,000 words a day. I have written content at flights, at the airport, in trains, at family weddings. I've written content everywhere. So if you're passionate about writing, go for it. It's a very nice field. Now the perks of being in this field are you can break the monotony. अब जो बता रहे हो रोज सेम 9 to 5 जॉब सेम चीजें करो वो होता है but sometimes every day there is something new. Like even though I write digital content in my job, every day it's the same Instagram post, the product is different. And I try to make it different by reading more and trying to bring about some more changes in the content strategy. Every 2 months we change the homepage. So again I have something new to write. Then a new challenge. We need only a 7-letter word here. So finding that one word again, it's interesting. So if you like challenging yourself, you can go for a more refined field of content writing, and that is copywriting. Have you heard this word before?
Yes.
What is copywriting? No, that's not copywriting.
Writing that sells.
Yes?
Writing that sells for the.
Yes. When you write content for marketing purposes, that specific branch of content writing is called copywriting. It's a subset. It's a small part of content writing. And copywriting is different. It is more challenging and it's fun. Because you have to keep your language very crisp. कम words में message पहुंचाना है customer तक. And sometimes the word count is 1 word, 2 words. Just 3 days back, I was given a homepage. I think they're just in the process of updating. By tomorrow, it will be live on the site sari.com. I was given a homepage banner where I had to put three letters on the first line and 3 to 4 letters on the second line. It could be 1 word or it could be 2 separate words. And it has to make sense. And it has to match the picture in the background. The models, they were wearing lehengas. It has to match that. Now that is a challenge. And it was fun. So if you enjoy activities like these, copywriting is also a field for you. And again, it's a very well-paid job. And it has a lot of growth opportunities. Copywriting is a very, very lucrative profession. Even from the growth perspective, even from the growth aspect. Because companies are always in need for creative marketing campaigns. And वो campaigns बनाने के लिए उनको copywriters चाहिए होते हैं. So anybody who's a marketing fan here? You want to be a copywriter? You don't want to be a copywriter. You want to be a content writer. Okay, so what other things can content writers write apart from copywriting content? Content is written even for informing, for telling a story. You can do academic writing. Now, talking about academic writing, that's again a very huge market. Anybody planning to go overseas? कौन बाहर जाना चाहता है? You want to go? So you will do 3+1? 1 year of diploma?
No, I'm continuing ACCA and I will go on the basis of ACCA.
Okay. Which country you are planning to go? UK. Okay. Which course you want to do there?
Maybe some management, financial management courses.
Okay. So when you apply to UK, you will require a formal SOP document. SOP is a statement of purpose, not your standard operating procedures. That's a different domain. SOP, when I talk about an academic writing, is the statement of purpose, and it's around 1,000-word document that explains what the student has studied, why she wants to pursue finance, what did she study in BBA, which project she took. If you're going to Canada, you require I hardly get any holidays. So you can understand to what level you can, to what level you can reach if you get into this field. Okay, so how many want to write SOPs in future? You want to write? Yes. See, it's not compulsory that you write SOPs every day. I do that because I enjoy writing SOPs. You can write 2-3 SOPs in a month. That is also fine, along with your job. Okay, so now for writing SOPs also, जो मैंने बोला 4 communication skills वो तो आपको चाहिए. Suppose you are writing an SOP for an IT engineer. आपने engineering किया नहीं है. अब student ने बोला I know JavaScript. This is my skill. I know React.js. Now you don't know what is React.js. React.js is a framework of JavaScript. अब ये कहाँ से पता चला? Reading and research करके. I am good at Matplotlib. अब ये Matplotlib क्या चीज होती है? It is a Python library. Now what is a Python library? What is Python? Not your snake जो निकल जाता है. It's a language. Okay. So when you are writing such documents also, you need to research. You need to write about the industry. How is it progressing? If you are writing about sustainable development in civil engineering, so you should know that these days there are solar powered windows coming up. So all this comes through reading and research. So even if you're getting into the SOP writing business, you have to read every single day. Plus, you have to refine your language. If you're doing academic writing, your vocabulary will be different. So, some time back, it's a funny thing that happened at Asopala. Some time back, we had an intern from some college in Ahmedabad, and she was given product descriptions. Now, she was very enthusiastic about using adjectives. Now, when you describe a fabric, you will say it's a fine weave, it's a luxurious weave, it has a smooth feel, a flattering feel. If you want to describe embroidery, you will say it is aesthetic, it is artistic, it is a statement piece. So this is a language we generally use in the Indian fashion industry. And she wrote decadent patterns. D-E-C-A-D-E-N-T, decadent patterns. Now it's a very good adjective, but it is generally used for food. So there you need to do your homework कि आप जिस इंडस्ट्री के बारे में लिख रहे हो उसमें कौन सी लैंग्वेज यूज होती है. Of course we got that corrected. So you do not use decadent for a fabric or for any embroidery. So if you are, again, when I talk about skills and reading and research skills, आपकी रिसर्च में ये भी आना चाहिए कि आप कौन सी इंडस्ट्री के लिए कंटेंट लिख रहे हो एंड उसकी लैंग्वेज क्या है. Around 6 months back, I got an assignment for a real estate site. Now I have written for skincare brands, I have written for apparel, I have written for sportswear brands, and I think even for medicines, but I had never written for a real estate brand. That was my first assignment. It took me 2 days. I took a lead time. I said, give me 2 days, I'll give you quality work. It took me 2 days to first read a few websites on real estate and pick up their language. The way they describe things is different. Landscaping views. They give you a sweeping view of the landscapes. This is the kind of language that they use, which we don't use in fashion, which we don't use in SOPs, which we don't use in scholarship essays. So whichever assignment you are taking up, do your homework very well. लोग बोलते हैं कि content writing easy है. आपको लगता है? If someone tells you I'm a content writer, what was the first impression you will have? अरे ये तो time pass कर रहे हैं. Yeah, I have seen such people. I have met such people. If you tell them you're a content writer, they'll say अरे तो easy है ना. Flexi time, कभी भी काम कर सकते हो. ऐसा हाँ कभी भी कर सकते हैं. Dinner खाते खाते भी काम करना पड़ता है. बाहर फैमिली के साथ होते तब भी काम करना पड़ता है. कहीं भी काम कर सकते. You're right. Anytime, anywhere. Because it is every time, everywhere. See, if you want to be successful, you have to do this trade-off. Okay, so that is what I was trying to say, that whenever you are taking up the assignment, We have to research, learn. Any questions on this or any input anything you want to share till here? Sleepy?
Ma'am,
Lost?
Yes.
what were those words which you write on the homepage for khadi sarees?
It was not for the homepage, it was an SEO thing. SEO initially जो हमारा website था, at the end of every page we had a paragraph, not 2 to 3 paragraphs of around 300 words. So SEO is generally written that way. In that case, we followed a format of making it informative. So what are khadi sarees? What is the speciality of a khadi weave? That you can use it for summers also, you can use it for winters also. In winters it keeps you warm, in summers it keeps you cool. That's the plus point, the USP of a khadi weave. So we highlight that thing. Now what are we offering in khadi sarees? Then we wrote that. If you're putting this on a homepage, it will be copywriting content. It will be marketing content. That is more fancy language. If you're writing SEO content, you can keep it a little basic and informative. Even in blogs. Again, blogging is a very good business. I'm just giving you some options you can do as a content writer. It's not necessary for you to do a 9 to 5 job. You can take up freelancing assignments, and later in the session I will explain how and where can you get assignments as a freelancer. So if you don't decide to take up a 9 to 5 job and you go for, what was your question? Khadi sarees? Okay, I've answered your question, right?
Ma'am, I wanted, like you told about the copywriting field there.
Yes.
And you wrote something, three to four words for the homepage.
That was not for khadi. That I keep writing whenever the homepage. It was a collection of 20 lehengas. I think I just sent them the text, so they will be updating. You can just check it on sari.com. So it's a 7-letter word. The 2 words, 3 letters and 4 letters. So khadi sarees पे specifically कोई page नहीं था, but yeah, there could be sites who would require. So options बहुत सारे हैं. Now coming back to the blogging business. Blogs are also a very good source of SEO. वहाँ पे लोग links place करते हैं अपने website के लिए. Even we have a blog. We have 2 blogs. One on Asopala, one on sari.com. And I write articles for both. And then there are some standalone blogs that are just totally commercial. And you can also start one such blog. You've heard of pinkvilla.com. It's not just Bollywood gossip. If you open any article there, you'll find 3 to 4 hyperlinks, underlined and highlighted words. And if you click on those words, they will take you to some website. Now there are millions of people reading that article. And out of that, maybe 1,000 would click on that link. And each time you click, they get paid. It's a business. जितना आपके साइट पे ट्रैफिक होगा उतना आपकी इनकम चांसेस बढ़ जाएंगे. Even again, that's a very good option as a passive income thing, as a secondary career. If not primary, later on you can make it a primary career. You've seen these pages on Instagram, trending in Ahmedabad. How many follow trending in Ahmedabad? Yeah. What do they post? Yes. So I forgot that guy's name actually. I've met him at a few events. I'm very bad at remembering names. So initially he started it as a hobby thing. And his coverage was limited to food. That's how we met at a few restaurant launches. And now he covers exhibitions. He has expanded his team. Previously he used to go around with his DSLR. And now his juniors, his trainees, his interns, they do all these things of running around. So now it's a standalone business. He's created an intellectual property in the name of Trending in Ahmedabad. And they're doing very well. So that is also content. That's visual content plus the captions. A content writer's job generally is limited to the captions. That's what I do for Asopallavan. Currently, I'm not doing those captions for asopallavan.com. We have outsourced it to an agency. I'm handling the homepage and descriptions and other content because there's a lot of work. So if you start your own blog, you can earn in 3 ways. Since it's a career thing, career means it has to give you some financial gains. In blogging, the front face links that you see, उसमें भी you have an option of backlink. ये कभी आपने सुना होगा word backlinks. Backlinks are also hyperlinks, but they are detected by bot searches also, automated searches. That's why backlinks fetch a higher price. The third way you can monetize your blog is placing banners. If you open the site, I frequently visit Vogue.in to read their articles because they have spelling mistakes, but I generally like the language that they use. It's a very trendy language. So whenever I open Vogue, there are 2-3 banners on top. That's also a very nice way of, if you open bollywoodhangama.com, there'll be 10 banners on every screen. It's a highly monetized blog. So you can decide आपको अपने साइट पे कहाँ कितने banners place करने हैं. You can commercialize that space. That is also a very good option as a content writer. You write articles. What do technical writers do? कोई भी नया phone आएगा, they'll go to a store, they'll take a demo, they'll review the product, they'll post an article. And now suppose you want to buy, which is the latest phone? Samsung का latest phone कौन सा है?
S22 Ultra.
Okay, S22 Ultra. तो अभी launch हुआ, ये लोग पहुंच जाएंगे स्टोर में, उसका डेमो लेंगे, यूज करेंगे, 10 मिनट्स के लिए रिव्यू करके आर्टिकल डाल देंगे 2 दिन के अंदर. अब आपको अगर S22 Ultra खरीदना है, what will you do? Search on Google, Samsung S22 review, and whoever has posted it gets a chance to be on your search results. अब आपने उसकी साइट पर क्लिक किया, you went there for information, and आपकी तरह 50,000 लोगों ने वही काम किया. Now he has the tech writer has 50,000 people on his site every day. So he will approach advertisers, he will approach brands, he will place banners over there. So informative blogs gossip blogs are also a very good business option. Of course, if you are going in for Bollywood gossip blogs, you have to be connected to Bollywood to get the inside news. So you can take up any topic like, there is one marketingpractice.blogspot.com. I used to refer to it when I was studying for my projects. So they had good information. Of course, when you are, as a student, this is not related to content writing, as a student, if you are taking information from a blog, don't take it first, front face, वही information आप अपने report में मत रखो. Because a blog is more about personal opinions. A review blog is about personal opinions, which may not be true. The marketer, like I was once reading about 5 stars campaign. In my time, they had this Ramesh Suresh wala 5-star campaign. Now, this professor who ran that blog, he didn't like that campaign. He said, these 2 stupid characters. This is how these 2 idiot characters. This is how he had described the campaign. Now, he didn't like it, but maybe someone else did. Or maybe the customers they enjoyed it because chocolate is not something where, you can say this is nutrition, this is tasty. Of course it is tasty. Everybody knows what is a 5-star. So their purpose was just to entertain. Even till today, if you see 5-star ads, they don't have any substance. They're just jokes. And they have to be stupid. They cannot be intelligent jokes. So if you're putting such details on your report, make sure you just evaluate it yourself For information, yes, it's a good site, but not for your reviews. Now, marketingpractice.blogspot.com, मेरे जैसे कितने students use करते होंगे? Even that was a very nicely monetized blog. So that professor was sharing his knowledge through a blog, and he made it a very good business. And that is what you can do. Okay. So anybody would like to add any point here? Anybody? I think you're feeling sleepy. Are you? Tired? Bored? You want some music? We can't play that here. I can't play music here. Okay. So we covered the opportunities, we covered the qualifications, the skills. Now, how do you become a content writer? Like I said, you have two options. Either take up a job or become a freelancer. If you take up a job, there are a lot of openings. I was around 4-5 months back, I just had this thing that I want to shift. I want to try some new organization because it's been a long time that I'm working with Asopala. It's around 5.5 years, like I said. So I just had I had a phase that I want to explore. And I logged on to my LinkedIn profile, which I usually don't use. After a year, I logged in. And I just changed my introduction where I wrote, I'm looking for new opportunities. And suddenly I started getting a lot of phone calls. A week later, I changed my introduction. That's it that I'm doing. Because I changed my mind. And among the many opportunities was Vadilal. The HR there, she offered me, she said, I saw your work, I like your work, and I want you on board. So you come for an interview and we'll discuss the other details. Of course, the package and all. But then it was a full-time job, which I did not want to take. So I realized that, if I keep that introduction on my LinkedIn profile, these people, everybody will keep calling me at odd times. So I changed that. But in that 1 week, the amount of offers that I got, that showed me that kitna demand hai content writers ka. For full time. Because जितने भी e-commerce portals हैं, पहले वो लोग ये चीजें outsource करते थे. But the problem with agencies is that they cannot keep up with your schedule. अगर आपको 5 बजे Instagram पे posting करना है, आप उनको 5 बजे तक phone करें कि भाई आपका caption कहाँ है, caption भेजो, हमें posting करनी है. That doesn't work, right? So nowadays, even smaller companies are hiring full-time content writers. That's better. It gives them better control over the timeliness and the quality of content. So yes, as a 9-to-5 job also, you have a lot of opportunities. In the initial stages, I'll be very frank with you, in the initial stages, your full-time salary may not be very high. But as you grow, as you expand your skill set, for example, like I said, if you can work for different industries, if you can write content for different domains, if you can write technically, you can put technical language, you have more opportunities to grow. The second option is to become a freelancer. As a side business or as a full-time business. I know a lot of friends who started with full-time jobs and now they are into full-time freelancing. Full-time freelancing. Means वो जितना job करके नहीं कमा रहे थे, अभी वो लोग freelancing करके earn कर रहे हैं. There are sites like Upwork, freelancer.com, where you can just post some sample content or you just create a good profile and start getting work. Similarly, there are a lot of forums where people put their requirements for content writer. There are pages on Facebook also. There are agencies that you can join. You can just drop in your resume. Excuse me. However, one thing I'd like to just draw your attention to, sites like Freelancer, they have some issues, they have some loopholes, and I have read about people not getting paid from their clients. जिन्होंने freelancer के through काम किया, उनको payment नहीं मिला. So wherever you are going in for such a website, make sure that it is secured in every way. I've never heard such a thing from anybody using Upwork. So relatively, I feel that's a safe site. As for me, honestly, I have not used any of these because currently my work comes through word of mouth and I do not have any scope, do not have any window to take up any extra work from. There is no point in posting because I won't be able to take up any other assignments. So that's the amount of workload you can also be there and be flooded with opportunities. Last week I refused 2 clients because I said there's no window. A few of them waited till I could, take their assignment. They waited for around 10 days and I'm currently today morning I submitted 1 letter of intent. The opportunities बहुत सारी है. If you are willing to put in that much effort and be dedicated to your profession. Okay, now coming to the final part, ethics. What is ethics? Yeah? No. What is ethics? Ethical. What is the meaning of ethical?
Things to be followed in a professional way.
Yes, things that you should do, the ideal behavior, the values of your profession. Now, the first rule of content writing is avoid plagiarism. What is plagiarism? Copying. Yeah. One second. Okay. So talking about ethics, the first rule is avoid plagiarism. Now what is plagiarism? Plagiarism means you copy someone else's content and you post it as yours. That's plagiarism. And the first rule is to avoid that. For 2 reasons. First thing, you be honest with your work. And second thing, you can easily get caught. There are so many sites on Google which within seconds can tell your client that you have copied this content. A few months back, I got an assignment for changing someone's homepage. It was a herbal site and she was not happy with the content. It was written, part of it was written well. I just put that homepage on the plagiarism site and 85% of it was copied. I sent those results to my client and I asked her, how much did you pay to your previous content writer? Wapas le lo. So you can definitely easily get caught, and plus there is no point. Your job is to create. Your job is to create original content, so why copy? Even in case of SOPs, never copy because every student is different. Every student's story is different. So there is no point in writing even if they are both mechanical engineers from nearby university. They have done similar projects, but they are 2 different people. And their story is different. Their aspirations are different. So their SOPs have to be different. Similarly, do not copy any product description. Google gives negative marks for copied SEO content. Product description is also SEO content. तो plagiarism आप avoid करें, 100% avoid करें. Second thing is to give your best. Now, why is that an ethic? Around 2 to 3 months back, I conducted a workshop at GLS on content writing as a skill development workshop. And I asked the students, anybody who was there in the session? आप में से कोई था? Okay. So I told the students that just write an introduction where What will you tell your dream company to hire you? Write that introduction. 10 minutes तक students tension में थे. They could not write. Even though this was a hypothetical situation, they could not write because they were afraid कि मैं कुछ गलत नहीं लिख दूँ. And eventually, after 15-20 minutes of persuading, it's just a class exercise, write it. They finally wrote a short introduction, and 2-3 of them came and spoke up. I said, what emotions did you go through? उसको 10 times आप multiply कर दो. जब आप किसी student की SOP लिख रहे हो, that is what the student goes through. जब आप किसी का home page लिख रहे हो, उसका business है, they have lot of expectations, multiply your feelings 10 times, that is what your client is going through. And as a content writer, it is your duty to give them quality work. आप जितना अच्छा कर सकते हो आप इतना. It's not about earning money, it's about giving your best to every assignment. वैसे अगर वो 5,000 का है या 500 का है, your quality has to be maintained. Spell check, grammar check, proofreading, vocabulary, sentence formation. No matter how big or how small your assignment is, the quality has to be maintained. If you're short of time, it's better to take less assignments rather than giving low quality work. उसमें डबल नुकसान है. एक तो क्लाइंट को सबस्टैंडर्ड वर्क मिलेगा प्लस आपका काम खराब होगा. So these are a few ethical things that you need to follow. Few ethical points that you need to follow in your profession. Any input from your side? Anything you want to share? If you've written content anytime, anywhere? Yes?
एक्चुअली एक इंस्टाग्राम पे एक साइट था तो उन्होंने ऐसे कंपटीशन रखा था, ऐसे राइटिंग कंपटीशन. आई टुक पार्ट इन दैट और मैंने हैप्पीनेस के ऊपर ऐसे लिखा था. दे पब्लिश इट ऑन देयर साइट. जीती नहीं पर उन्होंने ऐसे रखा था पब्लिश.
So you felt happy? Yeah. Did that inspire you to write more? Yes. So you should write more.
I write my journal every day.
Your journal, your personal diary? Okay, that's also a good thing. You write for yourself. There was a time when I used to write for myself. Now I write for everyone else. I write for myself. I've become a little confused in writing for myself because I have a blog where I hardly post. I write more of quotes. I post daily quotes on my Instagram page. So that's again copywriting. Not for selling purposes, but for self-development purposes. It's crisp, one-liners that will, put you on thinking mode that ye kya likha hai and we should follow. So that's how I fulfill my desire of writing for myself. You're doing a very good thing. Keep it up. Now, how many of you are excited to become a content writer? I'll tell you the perks. It pays very well. I do vacations. I visit places. I work from beaches. I work from mountains. I don't get holidays, but I enjoy my vacations. So half day I'm working, half day I enjoy. I write content while watching the sunset in Goa. That's also a perk. And I get new topics every other day. So my work is not monotonous. It is, but it is not. So at the end of the day, I'm writing, say, 100 SOPs in a year, but every SOP is different. Every SOP requires some new research. I'm writing Instagram posts every day for Asopalo, but every day the product is different. So I have new things to see and learn and read. So these are a few more perks of the content writing. And yes, I have a lot of time flexibility. I have the liberty to say no, especially when you're doing freelancing. I can't say no to Asopalo. They'll tell me goodbye. They won't because I won't say no. Okay, so as a career option, content writing is a very good choice. After BBA, along with MBA, and after MBA. If you think you cannot work with MBA, increase your efficiency. Neha ma'am told you about my jewelry business. I started working in TYBBA. I started making drawings of jewelry. I had a tie-up with a few jewelry shops in Ahmedabad. After that, I started making customized jewelry. So while I was doing MBA, my university exams, coincidentally, my exhibitions and university exams were in a gap of 10-15 days only. So on one side, I used to be making my collection. I used to just make handmade jewelry. And on the other half day, I used to be studying. So if you think you need to wait for another 2 years to start your profession or to start your commercial activity, no. दुनिया बहुत आगे निकल गई है. There is no scope, no time, no opportunity for people who just want to sit and watch Netflix. I have never seen any web series till today. And like ma'am told you, I am a spiritual healer also. I meditate every day. I follow a fitness routine that is around 1.5 to 2 hours of workouts. I'm a trained aerialist. Because of some injury, for a few months I had to stop aerial yoga, which I'll be resuming very soon. So any profession you take up, be prepared to give your 100% to it. I still read, I still learn. I have a very wide vocabulary, but I'm still not satisfied. I want to learn more. Even in the Indian fashion industry, I get bored of using the same words, so I learn new words. I want to do better and better. That should be your attitude in any profession. I want to be better. I want to do my best. I want to reach my potential. इससे अच्छा क्या हो सकता है? And that's the thing. It's not just me. It's the entire marketing team of Asopalo. We keep working. We keep researching. We keep doing competitor analysis. What are our competitors doing? उनका homepage कैसा है? वो लोग ने कैसा text use किया? How can we differentiate from this? How can we do better? This should be your attitude. If you want to be in the finance industry, keep reading. You've read about cryptocurrencies. Okay, do you know the cryptocurrency has reached Instagram also? How many have seen that feature? They are trading in digital assets, digital graphics. You need a crypto account for that. Anybody who has traded there? You've traded in cryptocurrencies or on the Instagram platform? You have traded from Instagram? No. Okay. So now Instagram is a big marketplace for everyone, including content writers. So that's it from my side about content writing. You want to know anything else about the profession? Yes. Wait, I'll just show it. It's in process right now. So we have few people, so that's good. We have the liberty. Somehow my phone has become very slow. So our homepage is in process right now. It has to match I wrote her vibe. It was of the poster. I don't know how far you can just. I don't know how far you can just see it. It's a poster. I think you can see the homepage live after 2 days, or maybe tomorrow. So the 7-letter word that I wrote was it was 2 words. Her vibe, because I had very limited space to put a marketing piece of content, and it had to describe a woman or her attire, her style. It had to match the 20 lehengas that we are going to put on the link. So these are the challenges of a copywriter. when we write emails, I have space of 2 words for every garment. 2 words. If you just subscribe for sari.com emails, I'm not marketing sari.com. If you buy from sari.com, I'm not going to get any profit. So I'm just explaining my work here. Anyways, Asopalo is loaded with customers these days. We don't get parking. Staff doesn't get parking. So I'm not marketing Asopalo or sari.com. So I get space of 2 words per garment. In those 2 words, I have to describe the garment and have to convince the customer that this is a good product. So 2 words, that is copywriting. And I enjoy it. I enjoy it more than content writing. Of course, it's also content writing, but I enjoy this part of copyright. Another thing I enjoy is storytelling. We write stories. SOPs are stories. And there are other forms of writing also. There are referral letters, there are cover letters, which I rarely take up because you have the liberty to choose your assignments. I don't enjoy taking up cover letters more. Cover letters are generally sent when the visa application is rejected, and then you have to write that. So you can choose. You can choose which industry. I don't enjoy writing much about medicines, so I take up less assignments there. Plus, when it comes to ethics, because I do both, I do a job as well as freelancing, I do not have any written contract with Asopalav that I cannot take a freelance. So if you're doing both in your life, just make sure that your contract allows you to do it. I'm allowed to do it. But on the other side, I voluntarily, I do not take up assignments from any competing brands. No Indian designer, because we have Western wear also, I do not take up Western wear or Indian wear freelance assignments for content writing. I take up sportswear because we don't have sportswear. So that is again a part of your ethics, how sincere you are to your profession, to your organization, and to yourself. Because career to aate jate rahenge. I have myself switched 3-4 careers, but what stays with you is your values. So there we end this session. And a last round, thank you. And a last round, if anybody wants to give any input. Yes.
And I have a question.
Yes, please.
Then for every creative person, there is something like creative block where we get used to it, and overcoming that creative block becomes very difficult. So how do you cope up or overcome with that?
Yes. Yeah, that's a very important question, and yeah, I have faced many creative blocks. What I do is, see, every person is different. What I do is, for that time, I stop that work. Usually, अभी मेरे साथ ये problem कम होता है because in a day, I'm working on 3 to 4 different topics. So when I get a block, suppose in an SOP, even in the last paragraph, I feel that I won't be able to do justice to this last paragraph. I'll stop my SOP there. I'll switch over to the other assignment that I have. Similarly, if you just have one assignment at that point of time, just divert your mind, explore other things, read something. You can read related things or something new. Just allow your mind to escape from that thing for a while, and then you'll be able to write. It happens. Even sometimes when I am in the office doing fashion writing, this thing happens. At that time, I just shut down. I do some online window shopping. Of course, I don't buy from there. I'll open up Myntra or anything. I'll just allow my mind to rest for a while, because itna sara likh ke na, you tend to face this issue. And then after 15-20 minutes, I get some idea and then I start writing again. So your creative block, in a good career, your creative block should not last more than 30 minutes. And you have to be very quick. When I say you want to be a successful content writer, अभी जो आपको असाइनमेंट्स मिलते हैं, आप एक हफ्ता मैम टाइम नहीं मिला, कंप्लीट नहीं हुआ, एक हफ्ता और दे दो। आप जो असाइनमेंट के लिए 2 हफ्ता लेते हैं, वो चीज आपको 2 घंटे में करनी पड़ेगी। If you want to get into content writing with a 6-figure package, 2 hours, you have to be very fast. I write SOPs every day, like 4 to 5 SOPs a week. That's my speed, along with my job. You have to be that quick. Okay, and that holds true for every profession. आपको कोई भी प्रोफेशन में 6 फिगर तक पहुंचना है, तो आपको इतनी मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी. Finance people have to face a lot of pressure because they are dealing with huge amounts. कस्टमर नहीं कमाएगा तो वो आपको आके पकड़ेगा, आपने हमारा पोर्टफोलियो ठीक से मैनेज नहीं किया. So every job requires hard work. Okay, any other question?
Yes.
Like what should be the first step of a person who wants to do content writing? Like, can you give us a roadmap from where we are and to achieve where you are right now?
Okay, so start writing. You can write for, like, I started writing for someone else's blog and then I started my blog. You can write for your own blog. You can post, you can do microblogging, because when I started, microblogging was not very much in trend. You can do microblogs on your social media. Your work should be visible. You can do that on LinkedIn also. Do microblogging on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a very good source of opportunities. And I would have loved to use it. I hope I never have to use that, because with God's grace, I have a lot of work. So I hope I never have to use LinkedIn. But yeah, I do have a profile, a very inactive profile. So as a roadmap, start writing. Make sure your work reaches HRs and prospective clients. The best thing is to have your own blog, because they will ask you for published content as samples. Then you can join some forums, and जब clients को requirement है, आप उनको अपना samples भेजेंगे. Then you discuss the assignment, you tell them your charges and take your advance. Do take advance. How to charge your clients? I think I didn't explain that, right? You can charge per word. Usually 50 paisa, freshers start 50 paisa, experienced people take 3 to 4 rupees per word. And in case of copywriting, per word doesn't count, doesn't make sense, because वो 2 words सोचने के लिए आपको कितना time लगता है. So you also need to consider which industry you're writing about, how much research will you require, how much time and effort will go into one assignment. Accordingly, you can either go for per word, और जैसे FAQs है, FAQs कोई वेबसाइट का आपको लिखना है तो उसमें ज्यादा आपको रिसर्च करने की जरूरत नहीं है. It's generally about the transaction. What if my product doesn't get delivered? What if the product is defective? Questions like this, you don't have to do any research. So you can charge per word. Homepage, you need to work hard. So you charge separately. So that's how you can decide on your commercials for every assignment. Every assignment is unique. Job, where you can't do that. You can discuss your salary, of course. Any other question? Okay. It was nice being here on this stage again, and I hope I come here again.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm extremely thankful to madam for sparing her valuable time and guiding our students. Ma'am, indeed your session has given an insight to all the students, and I'm sure they all will explore this new opportunity, right? Ma'am, we look forward for a few more such opportunities to interact with you. Thank you so much.